Hello and welcome. My name is Magistus, and I'm not on camera today. And I probably won't be saying a great deal because I've managed to get a cold. Um, it's a little difficult to check my levels are working. Seem to be. Cool. Yeah, so I kind of figured I wasn't sure if I was going to stream at all because I am feeling pretty ropey. But symptoms just seem to be my. Usually when I get a cold, first indicator is I get really. Well, it feels like I've been gargling with razor blades, basically. Back of my throat becomes incredibly sensitive and painful, usually. And I've got that, but I've not got a cough or excessive. I will try to mute if I need to basically blow my nose or cough, but I can't guarantee it. I think it's all live. Bit of a strange one. I don't usually do the cam off stuff. But we'll give it a go. If I end up, feeling too rubbish, then I'll just knock it on the head, basically. Because we're not exactly a long way away from making our first test flight. I was kind of thinking about this after something you were saying about how much promethium chunkage is required to do each. It's not actually called promethium science, is it? Or is it? Let's have a look. Is it called promethium science? Oh, it is called promethium science fact. So each one of those effectively is like, Rick was saying, half of a legendary, whatever these are called, cargo hub. There's going to be quite a lot of that, I'm afraid. I'm umming and erring and not really know what I'm talking about. Because, so I'm feeling a bit ropey. But yes, so there's that. But what I could do, you see, is, for one thing, is like do some belt, what we call it, weaving in here in this gap, rather than put, what they're called, accumulators in. That would mean swapping these round, basically. So if we have that one on the outside. Now, that's not actually a bad idea fundamentally, because this here is obviously easiest to access, and if it's iron and then water and what have you. In fact, probably best if water's there, but I'll fiddle about with that later, based on where I put each bit of crushing, because we do sort of have an order here, so it'd be good to sort of match those up with the crushing, and then we could, put these in an appropriate order. I'm anticipating looping, just having a big old loop going around, and then we'll kind of have a dump place for excess material at some point. So yeah, we need to do some crushing. Now, what I didn't establish yesterday is kind of how much of each of these I actually need. So if we are making two, is it two? Yeah, we got two of those there. So between them, or both of them, because it's exactly the same, we effectively need 20 iron ore per second. Okay. So if this crusher here, this is my legendary one, that would give 8.5. Okay. So if it had, say, like a prod mod in it or something like that, where would we get to? How many sort of spare prods and what have you have we got? So we've got quite a few green prods. We've got loads of blue ones, actually. And then same with this. Well, I've got a few speed. Okay, so maybe if we could, because we got, I don't think how many, I think that's it for the legendary crushers, isn't it? Oh, we got two more. Okay. But then we got epic, quite a lot of epic ones. So perhaps we look at it more from a point of view of epics. So let's say if we ended up with, say, 3 epics, and then we went with like that, what would that get us? So if that was there, it reduces the number of chunks, basically, but also slightly slows it down. So it would end up with 6. Okay, so if we then put one of them, we'd end up with 12, and we needed 20, did we? Give or take. We also need it for fuel. I forgot about that, didn't I? So how much do we need for fuel? We need Only 0.43, 0.43, 0.43. So what's that? That's a half, 1.5. So 22 maybe, something like that. So 6, 12. Well, if that's 12, then 2 of those would actually cover us, wouldn't they? So that would produce enough between it. 22, 23. It's not quite enough, just under. And I think some of these are like overproducing, and it's dependent on the sort of consumption rate of the ammo and things like that. But we could have a backup one that perhaps has efficiencies in. I think I had quite a few 3 efficiencies. So that's then making 6.5. So in theory, that gets us enough iron. What does it do in terms of copper? So copper, we have 1, don't we? 1 copper smelter. Yep. So we'd need 10.6 to fuel that one. So this would give us 4.6, so effectively 4.5, 9. So that would also give us the amount of copper that we need. Okay. So those, in theory, would work. Obviously, we don't know how much asteroid chunkage we're going to get, but we can hopefully slightly compensate for that with the reprocessing. So we can get rid of you. What we would then need, so we then need to work out probably how much. So which gives us which? So the water and the calcite, the carbon and the sulfur. So carbon we do need for this as well, but that should be the same number. Carbon and sulfur, yeah. So that's 1.5 carbons for them. And then carbons is only used here in the coal one, isn't it? Because that's looping round. I've done a combined carbons and... okay. And what's this doing? This is putting... oh, because that needs sulfur as well, doesn't it? That recipe. Okay. So, is carbon literally just used in that? And obviously the fuel, because we could sneakily put on. We happen to have a nice little gap here. We could do a thing about maybe where we could say just send waters past that point, because that's carbon and waters, and the only thing using carbon here is these. Now they only need 5.5 each, so 9 basically. So we'd need to be producing 10.5 carbons. 10.5 carbons, okay. So if we again maybe, because we do then have a second one of those. It feels like the epics I should use on the water, because I'm guessing, because I'm not sure this is going to work, because that's... it's only 1 water, isn't it? 1.85 waters, so it's not that much. So yeah, actually that's probably going to work. Because the carbon then comes out on there. What was that one going to be? That's the calcite, isn't it? Going past. Yeah. Okay. So it's only 2 waters. I think these are a bit more hungry for water, the engine ones. Yeah, so if we think about maybe using... I thought I said I wasn't going to talk very much, but here I am, raving away. So, how much did I need? So yeah, 10.5. So without putting any modules in, those are very, very close. Okay. Sulfur then. Ah, I've got sulfur. That's the wrong way around, isn't it? So who needs sulfur? 0.9, 0.9. So call that 2. and then half each. So it's 3 sulphurs, which is more than enough for what they're producing. So if one of these has, say, a regular prod in, and then everything else, because what does that go as? No, that should be a prod and a speed. We'll just stick to it's overkill because you don't need it for the 80%. But so that's 4.5, 3 1/4, 6 1/2, 10 and a bit. Okay, maybe I do it with that and that. We could maybe use higher level ones of them. I think that balance cancels itself out, doesn't it? Yeah. So 209. So call it 3, 6 plus 4.8. Call it 4.5. So that's 10.5. That's very, very close to being under. The sulphur's fine there. So we could maybe put one of them in. Yeah. So that's what we need for the carbon and sulphur. Now, water. We need 3.5, 6, 7. 7 waters there. And it's ice, obviously. And it's 8. So call it 9 waters. Is that right? It didn't seem enough. Okay, 9 ice. Yeah, which is more. Maybe I get them in. So that's too much. That's 6 point. So that's like 12, almost 13. What did I need? It was only 2 and 3.5, 7, 9. So ooh. One, 8, 9.2. 1.85, 4, 6, 6.8, 7.8, 9.65, 8. It's not quite enough, is it? If we were to put in. Yeah, I think we need to do that, don't we? 0.89. So that gets us 6 calcites. Ever so slightly over. So calcite we're putting into this, these two rather. So they're 0.2, 0.4, 0.4 calcites, and 0.21 calcites. So call it 0.6 calcites. And then each of these uses 0.2 as well. So we've got 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1.2. That's 0.6. So if we're producing 2 calcites, we're good. And these are producing 3.05. each. So yeah, so these all work in terms of outputs. The question is the whole reprocessing. So, how do we actually want to do this? Because if we're gonna try and do a kind of a Prometheum loopy belty thing, we could try and use that up there. We've got these set up basically here, kind of ready to go. Depends on what needs to go in, and that we know what we need to put in. Carbon and calcite. Oh, I've done different different lanes. That's annoying. Because I'm kind of thinking, yeah, if we put, because these are quite small. So if it was in this area, I wonder if I could put it all sort of along there. So if we end up with this like here somewhere, we do need to do a bottom part to this. So if it's there somewhere, then we can have all the processing here and we could try and do Prometheum storage in there. Because we did end up filling up this with railguns, which I wasn't expecting. That we'd run out. Hello, Nicole. Nathaniel, hope you're doing well. You're having a good day. Pretty brick, indeed. I kind of failed when it comes to making attractive looking platforms. Which I mean, I'll have to work on. I really enjoy the puzzle of, I mean, these don't work, so this is not a bad design anyway. But you know, they've all ended up just bricks. Well, that's a bit less bricky, isn't it? But still fairly. It's like a brick with stuff chipped away at. Been seeing all the great designs people have been doing on, you know, posting them on Reddit and stuff like that, looking like, you know, the Enterprise and, you know, Death Star and all sorts of stuff like that. Might be quite fun to try and do something like that. But yeah, I have ended up with pure brick. Space brick. Right, so, is that what I'm going to try and do then? I think it is. Because we need to achieve two things, basically. We need to have looping round of the material, you know, going all the way around the edge. So it's just a continuous flow of asteroid chunks coming in. There's three things then. We need to bring stuff off here and process it and make sure we can chuck it overboard. The convenient thing with these, the little gaps I've left by taking out the things, is I've now got perfect places to throw stuff overboard. Which is one of my favourite things. So yeah, so we need to get rid of the excess because we can't have anything backing up. But we need to have the chunks moving round such that, you know, if there are shortfalls of one of the chunks, which I'm guessing we won't actually get because I understand is sort of drowning material, that it reprocesses stuff to get more of what we want. But also all of these are dead ends, basically. So that's the wrong way around. We've ended up with basically, you know, a dead end system in a sense. It's sort of, because that, you know, that's just a stop loop there. And then, you know, this just ends. I mean, I could pass these through, I guess. But it's nice to just have this stop, basically. So we need a sort of an overflow system for resources we're not, you know, using, basically. Okay. Just need to bite the bullet and get on with it, really, don't I? So, if we're saying that the sulfur and the calcite are on the inside here, Oh, I also need to hook these up, and I've forgotten about them. That shouldn't be too tricky, though. I'm going to like my brick ships more now, especially the long, thin ones. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do with these. I was trying to make it thinner, you know, just sort of squeeze it in as much as I can. And it's not far off as thin as I could, you know, make it without going super, super long. But the problem is it doesn't make enough ammo, basically. So, you know, this is all perfectly fine. But particularly when it goes on a trip to Gleba or Folgora, the power drops away to a degree that this slows down and doesn't make enough ammo. And then it goes into a bit of a catastrophic failure situation. But then on Volcana's trip, it's just using just ever so slightly too much ammo. I could probably solve that with more ammo damage. But I think I'm at a point where like it's single shots, small asteroids anyway. So more damage only really helps with mediums, which is kind of not what we need. So yeah, it needs a second ammo builder, which is why I've just left them. They're all just sat in orbit around now, but it's doing nothing. Because I need to, you know, move, you know, cut it off here. A shut, what is it? A cut and shut, basically. Of just like introduce an extra section to make more ammo. Because there's loads of iron ore and stuff like that. Well, there will be when it's actually moving, but yeah. Hello, please, Bombertix. Welcome, welcome. My current rectangle brick is now like 600 meters wide and 250 high. Crikey. So you've gone wider. Are these, each one of these a meter then? Is each sort of chunk a meter? I think that is what it is, isn't it? That a square is a meter or something. Because the engineer's like, therefore sort of effectively 2 meters high, which is weird. Because that means all the trees are like 3 meters high, or if that. Some of the scaling doesn't quite work, does it? But yeah. That would make sense. How tall would Spidey be? I guess Spidey would be floating 2 meters off the ground then. Or its base. Its bum. Okay. Let's get on with it then. So, we need calcite and sulfur there. So, if we sort of take this... Because what I'm obviously going to do is arrange, you know, redo the order these in to make it sort of easier when I'm pulling stuff off. So, I would guess, therefore, if we're doing... What are we doing here? We're doing ice chunks there. So we do need to have that going downwards as well. Okay. Let's move them over a bit. So, if we had, say, belt coming that way, then we could grab it there. And if we put, I'm just going to put, if I put some, let's just put them here, so they're sort of out of the way. But we want all the filtered stuff here to avoid me being super dumb and like forgetting. So we want calcite, want actual ice chunks. I need 3 more, and then the next one would be sulfur. In fact, I'll just copy that down. It's a little easier. Sulfur, carbon, and carbonic. And then we've got, what's left? This must be the iron ore, copper ore, and metallic. Cool. So, I usually just filter these regardless of what they're doing. So that's putting ice in and out. And then we would want actual, not ice, the ice chunks. So the actual water. Now that has to be on one side, doesn't it? Okay, we probably want a stacky just in case. That's that. I wonder if I maybe... On the LAN party they were doing a lot of this stuff, which I thought was a quite neat thing, but I always forget to do it. Because it's like, you know, putting it on both sides but more efficiently. So yeah, so if that's the water one, then it would need some siphon off down the bottom at some point. Defeat that. And then the other bit is the calcite, which is that one. Yeah, let's do that. No, I think the engineer is much taller. The height looks the same as 2 meters on the ground. Okay. Oh, right. So, yeah, so like the projection. Probably like 4 to 5 meters in mech armor. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, I think don't they fudge the... So that the engineer never actually changes size when they put different... Is that right? I could do it, but I think I'd have a inventory explosion on the floor. But I haven't got the other stuff. But it's like a little bit of an optical illusion, I think, in that they're always this tall. But it's done in such a way that it looks like, it's the character, because characters are obviously meant to be in the sarcophagus bit. I don't know. There is some. It's not. It's meant to look bigger, but it doesn't. It's not bigger, if you see what I mean. I think they do it with width or something. I don't know. Yeah, I get confusing myself. Yeah, I need a lot of storage area for my promethium hauler. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Seems to be what everyone does, doesn't it? Just put it on the belts and stuff. As I say, I have a suspicion they'll probably, because it feels like that's not really what they want people to do, if you see what I mean. But I don't know how you could possibly stop it, because obviously, you got belts just are a form of storage. That's what a bus is in a sense. It's just a massive buffer of material. So the only way you could do it is to limit platform size, and I really don't think they want to do that. And if you they've got restriction on width, but it's not really a restriction. It's just a sort of counteracting force, as it were. The drag. So how would they achieve similar for length other than a maximum weight or some more scaling of weight or something like that? I don't know. So I don't think they will actually do any of that. It's just, it feels like the, maxing out the belt storage, as it were, is kind of not what they were intending. But so I don't think they can. I don't think they can change it. So the question here, really, were there 3 of them? There's 3 of them. Excuse me. Is, do I just have them lined up there? And will we do something similar? Because that's meant to be going down at some point, isn't it? Let's take that away. So, if we try to do something similar, water on both sides is good for going down here. It's got iron. Okay, but I say sulfur and that on different things, haven't I? Okay, so maybe if we do a similar idea to that for carbon. then side load it somewhere. Move that down. And then this would be, in fact, again, if we make them. Well, if we do that. And then. What's the other one? Sulfur. On there. Oops. Okay. But that carbon also needs to go down at some point. Sulfur is just going up here? Yeah. And the calcite and the sulfur put together. The carbon and the water, ice I put together. Okay. So at some point we need to blend these together to achieve what we're doing down there. Oh! I guess a rocket arrived. That's fine. Okay. But we need to do this similar arrangement here. Only slightly more so. And using carbonic chunks. Like so. So we need to do some sort of reprocessing to try and balance things, but my last attempt at that I failed miserably, so we have to see how that goes. Cool. And then last one then is these three. Now we want a lot more coming out of them. Well, we've got a lot more coming out of them. For iron. Now the copper we don't have to send down, do we? No, it's just... We do have to send calcite down. So that also is going to need a split at some point. Okay. So we copy this. And replace it with metally junkies. Boop, 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 boop. Cool. And then I think that. Maybe we also do because these I really I really need to combine rather than sideload, I think. Oops. Why didn't I not? There we go. I'm already doing the snaky thing. So that would be iron ore. Do. And then we need copper coming out as well. There. But maybe do a non-balancing balancer. Because that only needs to go up there. Cool. In fact, it's probably better flipping that round. Because then, does that work? No, it doesn't work at all, does it? So let's... come here. There we go. Really, I've never noticed that about the size. I might be wrong. I always, it seemed like a bit of an optical illusion that they'd done to make it, you know, seem like they're taller, but they're not really all that much taller. It probably is like a few pixels or something, but they're basically the same size. Because these are coming out, so that's going to come out on that side, isn't it? Right inside. No, ideally we want... And that's alright if that's side loads, isn't it? SS edging. Indeed. Well, we're going to the edge, aren't we? I've taken it to the edge. What's going on there? Oh, belt's wrong. Oh, I'm getting twiddly already. Cool. Yes, so that one then needs to go there, and that one does need well, we could literally just use that, couldn't we? In fact, would it be better? That looks like that. And then just move that down like. See, I love doing this twiddly stuff. It's all a bit daft then. Why is that? Ah, that bell's the wrong one. I can get a couple in there. Better if it was. Don't like that, wouldn't it? Never mind. Could even do extra things in there. Super force build is such a godsend, isn't it? Makes things so much easier. So that's the sulfur coming out. Like so. So the sort of best order, I guess, would be water on the middle, water on the outside, which would be that one. Boop. And then if this was under here. Then what's that one? That one's the second one. And that would need to be the carbon. So the promethium is going to end up there, isn't it? And metal, excuse me, there. Although I could move that up a bit because that's. Yeah, move that up a bit. No. And then this one. Say there. No, don't like that. Then why don't we move that one up? No. Stop me wiggling belts. Oops. And then we send doing all this without actually knowing if this kind of works. Cool. And then you can do the same thing. Because that doesn't need to go there. Oh. There we go. So yeah, we need to reprocess these. And sort of feed them back in. Down here probably somewhere. So let's put a bit more platforms stuff in. Oh. I mean, where would be a good place? In fact, let's fill it all in. So we can send some more up if it's missing. Are there wiggle belts for Prometheum tracks? No, these are just for regular stuff. So regular things. The wiggly Prometheum, I think I'm going to put around. Well, I'll put it around the edge because it's this one top here, and then we'll use this sort of area. We're doing wiggly Prometheum. But I'm going to stick it in here as well. In fact, we can get rid of that. Because other than sort of repair stuff, I don't know that I'm going to need, you know, that much extra. And I do have, I mean, I imagine, have we lucked out and made another legendary? No. No. So we've got plenty more blues, but not so much with the pinks and... So we've got 4 of them, so I could put... I don't know if... I assume blue ones are like pointless in a sense, in the sense of the room they give you, you could probably get as much... Because that's 9... Are they 3x3? Because it's like, how much would you get on the belts in there? Has anyone tried doing the manual thing of rotating belts around, and they just literally sat there for hours and hours and hours, just as it goes on the thing, just rotating a single belt? Because you can get, because how it does it, you can get infinite storage on a single belt. How many more have we got? We've not got any more pink ones. Got more blue ones though. Because I don't know. Yeah, saying I don't know if a legendary one presumably has less storage than the 3x3 that it takes up the nine belt places. Did we have any more on the surface? Nope. I've got some more blue ones. Okay. So how much storage is that? It's quite a bit. But yeah. Okay. So So we need to kind of reprocess. Because that's just, it's basically to try and guard against imbalance, essentially. So if you get, oh, why is there a... Oh, of course, these would be the old... Oh, no, that is... Huh, what have I done there, then? And I haven't adjusted them all, have I? They should all be this. So if we pop it there... Oh, pop it there, get rid of you. And then we can place the belt... inserter things. On top. Now would this be... Is that going to be right? Yeah. And then... Oh. Ooh. It built something there. Why did it build? Oh. Something. This did the... Click. Yeah. Yeah. We don't really need blue ones on the side here. How have I ended up with... Those are just normal ones, aren't they? Oh no, that is a rare one. Can't see the symbols, but we don't need this to be rare. And are you rare? Don't know. Looks like I did all of them. Cool. Okay. So, let's hook things up. Should we do that first? Oh, we already processed some. Look at that. Crikey. Yeah, so how would we be best to do that? If I... Because what I'm basically getting at is this whole thing of there's too much of one. Because the way I've set these up, the outside is the only place... Oh no, that's on the inside, isn't it? Because it's not side-loading. Huh. But that's... So that's always on the right, you see. It comes round and it comes round and it comes round. So that one is the one that's on the left. But I could tweak that by doing something like that. So then the new additions are always on the right. So we've then got a continuous loop of stuff coming from the asteroid collectors. And that gives us the opportunity of side-loading on the other side. Well, there would only be 3, wouldn't there? For their reprocessed stuff. But what this would need to be is like we'd need an overflow system, basically, because we need places to chuck the stuff overboard. How might we achieve that? I guess we could very, very simply just have a exit point for the things, and it goes over here and throws it overboard. And it's just a priority filter onto the main thing. Yeah, I like that idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I like it. So if we then do that, and we say, send it down that way, if you can. If you can't, and feel free to throw it overboard. many of those have we got? That's convenient. We got 3 of them. Haha, that's nice. So we can do exactly the same thing. Yeah. And here. But just do it with different ones. So if we go there. The SS chuck it overboard. And where's the thing? There it is. Right. So that gets rid of them ones if there's too many. We need to chop this out. And then same again here. It's the wrong place, isn't it? I hate colds. They're just the most rubbish disease ever. It's just like so pathetic. Again, output priority that way. Cool. So hopefully we can do, because the Promethium, I think I've just thrown the, I think I've done the wrong one, haven't I? Yeah, that is Promethium. I guess we do need an outlet for Promethium, thinking about it. Because otherwise these could get completely clogged with Promethium. I mean, I think I'm over it. Consider how little distance I expect I'm going to be able to get into the towards the Shadow Planet. I think I'm overestimating the problem, but yeah, I think we do need one to chuck overboard Promethium. But we could have that, you know, like down here as a once you've filled everything else up type of thing. Because we can use the other gaps, you know, for excess iron and copper and all that sort of stuff. How many gaps have I got on this side? I've got 1, 2, 3 there. So I could do the Promethium one here, in fact, as well on this side. So basically, I need to kind of move each of these back, don't I? So that'd be the Promethium one. Cool name to have given it, I think, Promethium. And then this would be the whichever that is. This would become that one. And then this one needs to be whatever that one is. Oops. Cool. Okay. Tricky part here then is if we're going to end up with, where would be best putting them? I'm slightly mindful, I quite like this to basically end up, you know, roughly here somewhere. Because then it's not too difficult adding on the bottom stuff. So if I put that right there temporarily. I don't suppose a green belt's not going to reach all the way across, is it? No. But would it reach, say, Oh, it would reach to there. Look. Interesting. Because all 4 of these need to go like this way. Was it to there? It was, wasn't it? Huh. Got to do the ammo as well, I guess. So if they're all coming across here... Oops. And then we also need ammo, but we wouldn't necessarily need the ammo to jump so far. So let's just do that temporarily. In fact, let's align all of those. And then that can be there. Ah. Quite. Okay. And then if this is here, we've got some nice simple loops going on. Just can't help myself with the chain. Killing me throat there. Have I been to the edge yet? No. This is the point of this ship, basically. To try and get to the edge. And hopefully it will be able to collect promethium chunks. If it just literally gets to the edge, then I'm happy with that. But so I have no idea, and I'm trying to avoid spoilery stuff, and so I can do it myself, as it were. But no, I've not actually made it to the system edge yet. Well, I've not tried to get to the system edge yet. So this is my first attempt with this ship. So that kind of gives us an area to do some reprocessing. How many of what have we got? So we've got... Oh, we do now have 3 legendary crushers. Where are we getting them from? Unless I didn't use them. Oh no, I didn't, did I? Oh no, there's 2 of them there. Okay. It's just that that's not a bad coinkydink of... we've got the 3 reprocessing. Because how quickly do they... Because they actually get rid of stuff when they do a round. I thought it was probabilistic, that one. Is it not? Excuse me. Oh, looking at the wrong thing. It is 40%, yeah. I guess it just takes that as the mean and calculates the number, doesn't it? But yeah, obviously that's doesn't add up to 100%, so you don't get stuff back out. But what are we expecting here? What are we thinking? All these belts have gotten polluted. How about I just hook it up to... because I changed the order, basically. I just need to... it puts it in the... Can it put it in here? Oh no, it just disappear. Okay. Not that I need them. And then... What are you meant to have on you? Iron. Very good chance I've hooked up the wrong thing, obviously. So useful to see them come through. Yeah, we're getting some mixture going on here. Why is that? Why is that? So, if that's meant to be, that's across there. So I've got I want carbon, and that's water. Oh dear. Water is on the inside one. So I think that's okay. But I've got these two, they're on my round. Yeah, there's water on there, that's not meant to be water. I don't, how's it got some carbon though? It's got some carbon and some water. There's obviously something serious, gone seriously wrong somewhere. Yeah, that one should be the metallic. Oh, that's completely wrong, isn't it? I copied the wrong one, haven't I? Oh, I haven't actually copied them. I haven't pasted it over the top. That's why it's mixed. Ah. So... there you go. Oops. That's why it's coming through mixed. Because I forgot them to. Okay, let's just do that. Bit loath to pull up the other belt, you see, so I'm just doing this very crudely. Well, it still looks like water coming through. I guess we also want these to be priority left anyway. Because we want to make sure that... where's that coming off? That's coming off there. No. So we're still getting some water on there. That's probably because it's just been looping around. So let's see what stacks up now. Oh god, debugging belt spaghetti is such a nightmare, yeah. All it takes is just one, particularly with some of the... it's not wonky is not the wrong word, but some of the behaviours when you put two belts next to each other and what connects to what, and when, you know, when it becomes attached to a splitter and not attached to a splitter, can be a bit sort of... I mean, it makes sense, but it feels a bit random at times. So yeah. We're still getting water on it. Is that just because it was flowing round? Or have I missed another one? I think I've probably missed another one. Can we see something putting water on something? So that's carbon. Because water should be on the inside. Well, there's water there. Why is there water there? Where did it go? Carbon, 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 carbon. Same again, same again, same again. So they look like they're all okay. I mean, we do have this whole The Promethean line is full of iron, but we were kind of expecting that. Where was I throwing that overboard? Here, isn't it? So if we just do that for the time being, and obviously completely forget to get rid of it. I'm not seeing any more water. But is that counting my chickens too early? Okay. Let's leave that to process. In fact, yeah, we've got all this iron coming around here now, so let's let it throw all of that overboard. And think more about these. So, we've got metallic at the bottom there. So, I guess, what order would they be coming in? Then it'd be carbonic, and then it'd be ice. Question with these is, would I want speeds on? Or like, because we really want it to, if anything's getting here, we want it really blasting through them. Oh, you can't put prods in anyway, can you? So it's double speed. In fact, no, that's frequency and speed. And then, what are we actually saying? So the carbonics that came, because one of the things I was doing on the other one, on my other platform, was like passing it into the next one. You know, the output thing. So then, did I have any pink ones of them left? I do. How many? 7 loads, okay. Because we would get through 2 1/4 and produce 0.89, and that can basically process everything that comes out. So that can process 0.95, and that's without a module in it. But we could do efficiency. And we can't do prods, can we? -10. No, we just do. Oh. In fact, I don't suppose that would be. Yeah. -80, there we go. But yes, it's producing, I mean, that's obviously an average, but it's able to eat everything that comes out. So if you then go down a level again, somehow I've just opened my taskbar. What have I done there? There we go. I think it does the same again. So this one produces 0.38. And in fact that eats 0.8. So effectively anything that comes out of there should get chewed up as we go along. There will be some coming back out, but not a lot. Especially if we put another one on. The point of this basically is if something gets here, then we kind of want to turn it into something else, if that makes sense. It's like an overflow system, I guess. I guess I should maybe use... Well, let's just put on. I think just for symmetry I'm going to use one of them. And then we can put a... does that achieve 80? No, 65, okay. There we go. Make sure the carbon belt goes to the correct part of the bus also. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. Not just on the collectors, indeed. Yeah, so that is the carbon coming through there. And then that is the ice. Yeah, I think we're okay on that. Because there's the metallic asteroids. Yeah, okay, so if I maybe make this a stack. And then the idea being that it would give carbon and ice out. Probably not going to end up exactly. Because the idea of these ones is they get rid of like back pressure, basically. So if the entire belt system fills up, they're throwing it overboard so that the collectors don't clog up. It's not about these guys clogging up. These guys will clog up. So we need to make sure. That might be tricky. We could do it with prioritized input, I think. Because we need to make sure this doesn't get stuck as well. And we can do that partly by throwing excess product overboard, which we can use these for. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We can always put a couple down here as well. For these. But then we need to get rid of the excess chunks from this as well, so it doesn't stop because... Well, chunks backing up wouldn't matter on this, actually, would it? Thinking about it, because it would just back up onto the main belt, and this would throw over the excess. The reprocessing might be problematic from that point of view, but I could do prioritized inputs on those. Okay. So what I'm thinking as well is we've got a situation where, I mean, I might put these like on the top there, but don't make sense. Because it's going to be a alternating thing, if you see what I mean. So like the output of this, so this would output iron, water as well, basically. But in iron ones, which is the other one. So it can do them. Obviously I need to change, this isn't the right thing. Why did it not put modules in then? Done it again. Oh, and that suddenly became a level. What? Oh, I guess it won't override it. Huh. It's a bit odd. Let's just put it in by hand. Oh, it didn't look right now. I put it in the wrong thing. Okay. Oh, but then I've not done that either. Oh, I don't know. Put that there. There we go. It's a bit tidier. But yes, so this needs to be carbony ones. So now, oops, if we have metal bits coming there, you see. Then let's take some... I need to think about that bit. But this one would output then... Oops, no, wrong place. So that's the water one, you see. And then if we do offset them. Oh. Got rid of the other one. So copy paste that. Then I want to change the recipe to be the water. And then we want to change that to be that one. 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 It's probably completely insane, but it's something I've been trying to do for a while. So I'm determined to give it another go. That's supposed to be... Why is that recipe wrong? So we would need... that and that. Oh, something's getting damaged. Oh, something's happening on Gleba. Oh, we've had some hatchings, have we? Oh, it's not jammed up again, is it? Where are my eggs gone? Just didn't work, this, does it? Just didn't work. Because there's no eggs at all now. Because that appears to be exactly the opposite of what happened the other day. Where we completely ran out of eggs. I thought it was because the science just wasn't being used. But the science is definitely being used now, because it's been going into these ones. Gleba's a pain. Ah, dear. Have you tried beacons on platforms? They're quite usable after you get fusion. No, they can be in the right slot. They have to be in the first. Okay, they leave them there to trigger you. I've done a bit with beacons. I'm sure the maths works out eventually, particularly if you have higher level beacons, I would guess. Because don't higher level beacons transfer more stuff? But yeah, we're completely out of eggs now again. And I don't think I've got any stomper corpses about. How very annoying. Just didn't work, basically, this system. It'll be how I've set up the logic on the... I was just looking around to see if I got... There was an area, wasn't there, where it was just like loads of stomper corpses. I don't think it was in radar range. I think it was off somewhere I've been... Artillery had been doing its thing. I guess we could do an artillery range and like force the issue. I could just lob some shells over. I was getting a weird effect where on Nalvis I've done enough researches that it pops the nests Oh. Like that, basically. Okay. Wow. Oh, it's coming in, though. That'll do us. But it pops the nests in a single shot, but it was still firing 2 artillery shells at them. Wow, they're quite squishy, aren't they? I wonder if I maybe lob some in the bigger, denser ones and they'll just send some retaliation groups and kind of hoover them up. But yeah, it was still firing 2 shells, even though 1 shell, you know, popped the nests, basically. Oh, here we go. So let's see if they'll... because they run out of steam as well. I don't know if they fixed that bug. They basically get bored. If it's too far, they just sort of stop and just sort of stand there going, oh. Oh. People really hate on Gleba too much. Not even a single normal quality beacon is really powerful now. Like, you get more effectiveness by putting modules into a single beacon and put them in the buildings directly. If it's quite a power cost, isn't it? As you say, I think this was one of the issue I was having. Really, was I couldn't really sort of sustain it properly. So a fusion is probably great, but it was costing me a lot of power that I didn't have to put efficiency modules in, and because you obviously get it was like, I suppose speed and prod is more the way to go, but I was expending more power with beacons with efficiency modules in, although I didn't have quality ones, so maybe that helps as well. You get what I mean? It was basically like costing me more power than I was getting benefit from the efficiency modules, basically. Alright, well, that gives us a couple of corpses. And I'm not really hating on Gleba. It's more my designs don't work. Right, so let's see if we can get a couple of eggs out of that. See if we can kickstart it. Because these are the big ones, so we should get a few eggs. See if that works. Yeah, it's entirely to do with my designs rather than... I do like Gleba. This is a way to permanently store pentapod eggs safely, by the way. And you're already doing it. Oh, you mean the do you mean the corpses? Yeah, so it's just I already hooved I had it collapse before and I hoovered up. I should have just taken like 1 or 2 and gone with that, but I just grabbed them all basically. Cool. So where did we get to? One of the things we could do is flip this round because it's sort of wider than it is tall. It's not a lot of difference, but it's not far off. But yeah, basic point is that, say, in fact, it'd be better the other way around, wouldn't it? But I guess I could do it as a... So, you see, if it gets... If iron chunks get here, then we've got basically too much iron chunks. You know, they've not used them, and we would be needing to get rid of them. So we change them into iron or carbon. Excuse me. If there are still... I mean, I guess I could put in a couple more just to make it process, but there's still too many. Then if it puts them on the belt, is that going to matter? Because it would be all of those used up, and then it's reprocessing them into different things, puts them on the belt, and then they just get thrown overboard if there's still far too many. And I've done this. We're going to be on both sides of the belt in theory. Of course, that is taking them, isn't it? Kind of before. So I guess the thing here would be we want output priority left, because if and when we hook that into the main system, it's only if it backs up completely. No, it isn't, is it? We want them to go here first, and then be candidates for throwing overboard. But therefore, I don't want the output of that to do that. This is only for the excess for these. I think that's right. So, probably need to do a bit of jiggery-pokery. Well, that needs to. I need to be able to hook that back in. Which is iron? Iron is that one. Okay. So we're going to need. Get by that. For iron to be fed back in. I want to prioritise this as the input, I think. Oh. Well, I can weave it round, can't I? In fact, maybe I'll push this. We've got plenty of room here. Push this a bit. In fact, let's line it up with that. And then in fact it does need to go one down at the very least. Possibly two down, but I'll leave it for now. So then if that's the iron coming back round basically. Because that one does need an iron chunk output as well, so that needs to go to that one, I think. Oh, this is overkill. You know, odds of anything getting to these is tiny, but that's fine. And these want to go out the other way, don't they? Because this is supposed to be more useful stuff. Cool. So then, so if we get rid of that, which is carbon, that's carbon there. Let's just take it. No, it needs to split, doesn't it? Basically one. Oh, I got it wrong again. So this then is the carbons. That must need to go in. Okay. And then we'll same arrangement again. Oh, too far. So this is the water. Why have I got that there? Because that's in the wrong place. Cool. So this one is the water ice coming back round. No, not the corpses. Can't you pass asteroids backwards as well through the reprocessors? Could do, yeah. So what am I doing that... Do you mean this thing here? This making eggs from eggs? Because it's this that keeps falling over, and I think it's more to do with... I think it's the logic that I've set up to control it. Oh! Why has that got... Oh, because this is mainly making it for biochambers. Oh. Really? So what is that doing? Why has it got biochambers less than 10? On a read contents. Oh, the intake is that's not on, is it? But why would it be? Oh, read contents is just telling me what it needs, isn't it? Oh no, I've set this. Why has that even got a read contents on it then? Oh, I know. It's because it didn't. Yeah, I was trying to do it before and it didn't work. So why are you not making eggs, basically, then? What's yours? Yours is saying, put them in there, there's this of 5. That's for spoilage. Why have I not got things on? It's greater than 3. So why are eggs not coming in? It's getting jammed somewhere is the problem, isn't it? So where did those eggs even go? Because everything seems to be spoilage here. It's for spoilage. So I appear to have disappeared the eggs. I guess part of the problem is if it's stick them in here or something, then they aren't necessarily going to loop round properly. Don't know. You can recycle biochambers if you're out of other options. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I can think about that. It doesn't matter. I don't... Until we get the actual Prometheum stuff, we don't really need agricultural to work. Because it'll just keep going as is, you know, because the fruit will keep happening. And I can just kickstart it at some point. Maybe go out and hoover up a load of eggs from rafts or something. Because we've got a Spidertron there as well. Anyway, so I could get rid of that. But it's sort of irrelevant, really. Yeah, fine. Cool. Cool. So yeah, I could pass them back and forth, couldn't I? Just sort of super duper get rid of them. No, that's wrong. I guess the risk with it is that it prioritises new input rather than old. Have to see. In fact, and I guess just to make absolutely sure. And I could hook it up with logic and blah blah blah. Oh, my throat's killing me. I didn't put priorities on those. And then water is the closest one, so we don't even need a thingy. Just do that. Cool. The point is, where do we hook this in? I guess... if I did add it into these lines, but after the other processing, but does that apply to anything other? I don't really see how this has got... How has this got carbons on the inside? That's a bit weird. So if I fed that back in, what would the potential issues be with that? Would there be any? Because I think it's only the metal one where it matters. Because I could have these be the other way. And it connects to that, but all it's going to do is go onto the main belt. Tricky to get the things in. And then we're okay with doing similar to the carbon one, or we could just have that go to there. And then that's meant to be on the outside, because we can then hook basically the water, if there really is any left. Let's just use a and then so it's the metal one. I need to be slightly more careful because if I feed it in here, it's going to go in a loop that will almost certainly clog up. So, move that down a few. Do that. This has got so complicated, I've stopped doing the whole weaving madness. Snaking madness, rather. So that's the iron back, and we want that one to be on as well. Carbon. I need to hook this in. How best to do that? I think I might chop this last one off. So I need to get stuff around here as well. Yeah, I think we're going to chop this last one off. So effectively sort of move it all down. Why are you moving about? About. And then that was for the extra out. Which is the carbon? That's the carbon there. And that's the carbon there. That's the iron though, isn't it? Could move that up. And then... boop. I'm already feeding the carbon in somewhere, aren't I? Oh, the whole point of that belt was to have, so I could jump over that, and then I'm not jumping over it. So that's irrelevant. Maybe I could just do it as... no. It's issues than it is. Messy, but I think they're all hooked up to the correct things now. So yeah, the sort of point of this is, if there's stuff that gets here, then it's excess to whatever's, you know, the belts are full, basically. So we should roll the dice and try and turn it into something else. And if that's not needed, it will come back round again, get processed into something else. But eventually, all the belts around the outside will be full, and these guys will start chucking stuff overboard. What we need to be careful of, or what the risk, basically, is that that causes the collectors to back up. There's a missing belt there. I can partly solve that. One thing I can do, which is not so important with the other one, but we could have input priorities on these. So not, yes, it's not so much, not so important with the Promethean. But if we always check, trouble is, then we have the risk of it backing up in other places. But yeah, let's see if we can do that. I think a reprocessor should just take from the main belt directly as the pass by. Instead of splitting with priority, they're taking too many asteroids from the main line. The main belt directly as they pass by. Probably. So yeah, sort of grab what would effectively be, because yeah, if it filled up, I know, as I say, I'm sort of assuming if it gets here, it's effectively overspill. No, effectively it is overspill. It's something I should really be controlling with logic. Yeah, because if it wasn't a priority, then it's just like a 50-50 split, and it'll only send it this way then. Because if it fills up, like super fills up, then it'll end up prioritising it, won't it? Yeah. So in other words, if we've totally stuffed this, and these can't cope, then, you know, these will end up picking up the slack. And that's on a sort of a, alright, well the iron belt's full, take some of the pressure off and make it into carbon and water, in the assumption that those aren't completely full as well. Yeah, I think you're right there. We'll give that a go anyway. And it also means it's only 50%. If it's not full, and it's only because these have temporarily filled up, then there's at least some still going round and round on the... Yeah, we'll go with that then. Oh, it's all a bit brain melty, this, isn't it? I'm not sure my cold, invested brain is quite up to this level of thinking. Okay, so what we really need to do now, I mean, these splits were just representative. So what we kind of need to do is, I think maybe, you know, do a combiney splitty thing here. And kind of send it round, rather than try and weave splits across there. So the question here is, can I just send 4 belts round? I can get rid of that, can't I? Because that's just a straight belt there. So yeah, plenty of room for belts there. So I can do a combiney thing there. And what would be preferable there? Don't think it matters, does it, as such? If we do, say, that there. Not quite sure why I've ended up using so much blue belt, but it's fine. How have we ended up with one bit of asteroid there? That's a bit random, isn't it? I mean, these actually, we could throw excess overboard, apart from the water. It'd be pretty clunky, but it's achievable. Doesn't this need to be? It does. So that actually... So if we had the carbon coming that way, and that there, and then we made this up, this somewhere there maybe, and then we could split this. There you go, so that's a combi belt for both of those. Got to remember what order it is in now. So that's actually iron on that side, isn't it? So what I need is iron here. And iron, of course, is bound to be somewhere else. So iron, I could take this here. Across... Is that going to reach? That'll reach. So iron there. In fact, I could take it back one. Iron's on the outside there. That's genius. Genius move from a genius. So that's the iron going down. And then it wants to be up there, doesn't it? Iron. And then we kind of want copper here. I'll fill all this with accumulates. I don't think I can belt weave this. I think that might, you know, snaky belt this, because I think that might drive me insane. I'm going to make that work and not mess up. So that'll then be the copper. We'll leave them in just to make sure it arrives in the right place. What do we want here then? We can maybe have the calcite, because the calcite's there. So if the calcite was sort of coming here and like being split right there, and we could leap that over. That's a messy, isn't it? How about we do a bit of trickery pokery then? Because that then would be calcite. Calcite we need on one side of the belt here. Not both. Although that's sulfur there. Okay. So... like that. And then... well, I don't need that split, do I? In fact... get rid of all that. Just move this. Say to there. Because that's on the inside, isn't it? Yeah. Don't even know what that belt's meant to be. Oh, I got water. Oh, that's... yeah, that's the water ice. Okay. Thought things had gone horribly, horribly wrong. I mean, I'm sure they have, but... earlier than anticipated. Where's the calcite gone then? Oh, just because the water's all backed up. What we are going to need to say is like overflows of these. I mean, I think that needs to be a priority. And as does that, because we don't want to be dead in the water, basically. So that gets us... calcite. We need carbon and water now. Crikey. I love how people still use constant combinates to display items instead of using display panels. I'm so disappointed with display panels. I just naff. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anyone really using display panels. I mean, I love the graphic. I think part of it is I got so excited when I heard them. Excuse me, but they're just dumb. I mean, as in it's a dumb, as in a non-smart system, not as in, you know, they are stupid things, sort of thing. But yeah, I just, you know, it needed to be so much more for me. So we need to put carbon and water. So this is water, and obviously we can do that in a different level, sort of thing. But that's water coming down that way. No, wait, that's carbon. Okay. So carbon is here, and water is here. So we need to do a sort of one of those arrangements, don't we? A sort of a boop boop type arrangement. How can we achieve that? If we maybe move sulfur line that way a bit. Put the ground in there. No, we don't want to do that because this needs combining and the other one is separate. So we do need to split them both. but only kind of combine them in one place. Okay. That place being the top level. Okay. Finest spaghetti. And I'm happy. We underground that bit. And this can go in here. And give us our combined line there. I'm hoping the side doesn't matter on that. We'll have to see. So that's that one. And then which is which here? This needs to be the carbons. So how about we underground that bit? And this we underground that as well. Wrong place. You get so used to some of these quality of life things, you kind of don't realise you're completely dependent on them. So if that's... I think that's the carbon. Yeah. Can maybe sneak the water down here. Oops. It's like the green line thing. And I could potentially reintroduce a bit of snaky belt. Maximise our water storage. On the belt. Since I'm not using tanks, I'm being brave and not using tanks. And then need to get that to there. Everyone said not to use tanks, so I'm not using tanks. Just take that. Cool. Like it's going to take a while to stop intellectually reaching constant combinators for that line. I suppose there's that as well. It's just habitual, isn't it? Shouldn't calcite and ice be on the same belt because they're go from the same place? Same with carbon and sulfur. Yeah, but I've kind of set this up to be different, as it were, so it's fine. As long as I split them in the right way, it's okay. I do want to prioritise output left for that, and output left for that. So we're making sure we've got engine-y, fluid-y, stuffy. What have you? Oh, they're basically full now. Nice. So yeah, make sure that they fill up. Because the first test flight we'll do is just in the inner system, just to make so I can just check. You know, do we end up with empty belts because I've misconnected something or something like that? But yeah, the whole thing could be a lot neater, I think, with the belts. But if it's not got spaghetti on it, then is it worth doing? Let's push the water down. Coal. I'm seeing them weaving back and forth. Great fun. So engine and the tiny little buffer we got from the pipes is full. And I can't see any pollution in the pipes, so at least connected them up properly. How the heck I'm going to get ammo to go on either side and round, I don't know. That could be fun. Yeah, great fun. I'd probably just take the weave out of there and like hop across. Interesting to see on that. But this all seems to be the right things. So I don't know if the side matters, does it? No, that's just blocking that off. Sulfur, calcite. So it'll be on the right, left-hand side. Does that matter? It's on the left-hand side. No. No, it's all fine. Cool. So let us send it round. Obviously, I'm getting a lot of calcite. That's like the big one. I'm sort of amazed we haven't got any low power warnings and stuff. I'm guessing it's not. Yeah, we've not even used the accumulators. Because we've only got literally, what's that, 8 legendary panels, and that's it. Oh, nothing's working, obviously. Nothing's doing very much, but... So, we're waiting on calcite, I think is the thing. Why have you not grabbed carbon? I guess because you just... Oh, you got coal in you. Ah, that's a problem. Because it's that's it matters there. Okay. So how can we fix that? We would need the carbon to be... No. Calcite to be on the other side. Because it needs sulfur, doesn't it? Yeah. So the sulfur needs to be on the left side. Okay. So let's do some messing about then. What is that? Calcite. Okay. So how would I get that on the left? Gas. So I need it to be like that. On that side. I could just flip it over here, couldn't I? No, that wouldn't make any difference. So if that was like that, we would need that one to be on that side. So if we just do that, simple case of making a mess with the belts. Cool. But I gotta get rid of it somehow. Let's just take the belt out. Oh, wrong way. Oh, it's... oh no, it's because that's... Come on, just clear off. You know you want to. Oh, no. Cool. Ooh, there's explosive on the belt. No calcite, because this whacking rate line is still backing up. That's fine then. Boing boing ice belt. Yeah, they really should have more features. Like, at least they need to be able to display numbers from signals or something. Yeah, that was... I mean, that is absolutely exactly what my biggest... I'd sort of overdone them in my head. You know, I'd made them really complicated. But the fact that you can't get it to say... You know, that you have to manually set the thresholds and so it'll display a number, and it's just like pointless. It's like one of the only things connected to the logic system, you know, that doesn't do sort of proper You know, all of these can pass the number through, but not the display signal. It's like, why not? Everything else can. So yeah, I just don't get why they've kind of dropped that ball in a sense. It just feels like, but wait, shouldn't it just, you know, no, it doesn't matter. We've got some sulfur on that belt. That's interesting. Guess that's from where I was just messing about. So the iron and the copper, what I'd quite like to do is have them, I think, just go. So effectively, because the iron in particular, this is the one I've had all the troubles with. It just makes so much. Is that to? Oh, it's because it's the wibbly gap there. Okay. So if I vertically flip it. So it's something being thrown out there. It's not one of my ships if I'm not throwing it overboard. At some point. So in the assumption that we've got lots of Promethean wiggly lines there. Yeah, that be the excess iron ore line. Do I want to try and do something similar, or do I want to overflow it? Got one here. And the other big product is carbon, isn't it? So the big products out of these are carbon, water ice, and carbon. So really the ice and carbon overflows need to be here because we don't, because this is only half a belt, basically. So we could have because then calcite, sulfur and copper are like the minor ones. Calcite, sulfur and copper. Oh look, now we're getting power issues. Now that things are starting to work. So we've got one here. We could use that to get rid of sort of combined carbon and calcite. Because they're minor ones. Do we want to do that? How many slots have I got? 1, 2, 3. Because the other option is to get rid of it here, but then this is like I'm pushing these this way. So I'm prioritising it. So if these get backed up, if it throws it here, then we're robbing it from the top. So I'm not a fan of that idea. I should really double lane that, shouldn't I? Guess we get way more of a throughput. Carbon. And that should just be a normal thing like that, I think. It's also, I was slow moving inserters are just one of the weirdest things. It's like a very, I don't know, they sort of very strange when they move slowly, inserters. I don't know, I'm umming and erring about this. I've done the really complicated stuff. Now I just need to throw it overboard. So if we say this again, where was the water one that I was doing? It's there. So if that's water, and then this one ends up being the carbon. Do I put that over there? So that's excess water. I want to prioritise it staying on. What did I do here? Yeah, that's just, if it gets there, then fine. And I could always weave this around. Again, I don't know why I've dropped them to red. And not done that there. Because we'll get way more iron. So we want it moving quick. So that's the ice coming. We then want an outpouring of carbon, which I'm going to do here. Again, let's maybe underground these and prep insane amounts of promethium belt. Carbon's there. Where's a good place to chop it off? Maybe here. Like that. Oops. Yeah. I'd be better off doing that. So, make sure it's in the system, but if you can't put it in, send it away. Out into space. Its natural home. Its natural home in space. Okay, so that is iron ore, ice, and carbon thrown overboard. So we still need to get rid of sulfur, sulfite, oops, sulfur, calcite, and copper. So I'm thinking, because it'd be nice to use that one for copper and calcite. Maybe combine them together. What's our third product? Sulfur. Can I maybe... Because although they are minor amounts compared to the other one, I've only really got one spare slot that I've created for myself. And I keep doing that. Oh, let's risk it for a biscuit. See how we can do this. So, what's meant to be on this belt that's not coming this way? Iron ore. Okay. guess the copper is making you stuck. So, we want to put little offshoots on these, I think. All of them, really. So, maybe we go... No, oh. I'm too far down. No. That. That. Oh, dear. So they're very freaky, like. Must be underneath the ice disposal. Okay, where's that then? Where is that one? So the ice. That's ice coming out there. Going round. That's it there. I don't know if I fix that in the interim. Feels like actually I could leak that with a green one, couldn't I? Don't know if I fixed that accidentally. Ice disposal. Oh no, that's carbon. That's ice there. Ah, that's... No, that's going downwards, isn't it? That's the one that's ice, sorry. Ah, there you go. Thanks for the spot. Looking at the wrong one. So I find that slow-moving inserters very, very, like, freaky. So, we need to get rid of copper. That's got water ice on it, isn't it? So we can just underground that one. It's both of these, which is a bit tricky. A bit tricky. Is it? Because I could just do a... Because they work independently. No, that's okay, isn't it, I think. As long as that's an output priority. And then again, there, to right. And then together. Oh, I've suddenly gone red belt. In fact, could we just hop that over? The red? I tried to create like a channel there, basically, so I can just do belts going up and down. I think that's going to be easier for my brain to work through. It's interesting that this is only on one side. Why is there water ice only on one side? I guess because the other stuff just isn't arriving. Oh, it's just because these are so slow and horrible, isn't it? Without power. Cool. So, what we don't have is ammo going around the system. That means getting to grips with the disaster that I've created here. The easy solution is just to move it all down, basically. Because we've only got 2 belts. And there is, there is gap there, basically, in terms of, these are not at their maximum extent. I think that's going to do it. It does mean wasting everything we made. But that's fine. It's fine. So yeah, if we just literally do that. And then I could even just have, you know, connect these across rather than... let's just use it like a bit of a buffer, I guess. But then that I need to connect that as well, don't we? Let's probably get rid of that. That doesn't need to be there anymore. I could even have put them over there or something like that. Crikey. Yes, so we need sort of a back end. Gotta have your back end. The blue belt is the missile launchers, isn't it? Yeah. So what would we want? I mean, I could just do something very simple, because it's like the back end shouldn't get much. The back end shouldn't get much attention. Now there's a sentence. I haven't put any priorities on any of these, have I? That's annoying. It's always bad when your back end doesn't get any attention. I'm thinking about, you know, we just plop one. So if we do it, say, 3 in from the, because it's the blue belt for these, isn't it? Yeah. And I just literally underground it. You know, on either side maybe. But it doesn't make 2 inserters, does it? Why have I done that? Could even put a tank in there. No, I said I was going to be brave and not use tanks. How about we just take that then, and exactly the same thing there. Yep. And then for guns, oh, I'm using level 2 guns. Okay, because they're literally what that need to be. That would be 1 further over. I guess I could just have one on here as well. Make sure my bum's covered. Do that. Because you don't seem to need as much like coverage in the rear end. Fraught with danger, this, isn't it? And why don't we just use a green top over there for simplicity stake? Does that reach? So not really got much engine coverage going on, have we? No, I've got none basically. So how about that wouldn't work, but what we could do is just get you over. Would that help? Not really. So if that was there, yeah, we're not really getting much coverage on the back end. So how about there? Let's have a look on our. Oh, well, it's, of course it's showing the rocket turrets. I wish there was a way of distinguishing between them, like filtering it to just show one or the other. So that seems to cover those 3. I can always just put more on there, can't I? What do you mean? The feed-through thing is like not very good in my experience with these. But I say this is the back end of the whole system, so shouldn't get too many. Oh. Tax back here. I think we're almost ready for a test flight. Should we put another one in? Another double one of them? Come on, let's treat ourselves. Put my inserters the wrong way around, haven't I? That's genius. So this will be wrong as well, won't it? No, that's okay. That one doesn't have an insert. Okay, so we now need to hook it in. I can't see any red ammo on here. Has something gone wrong? I don't think it's gone wrong. Other than power not being available. Yeah. It's just that these aren't hooked up. Okay. So that one is the missiles, and the missiles are on a blue belt here. Okay. So that's that. Put it in like that. Oops. The other one, the red belt, I think we're going to have to just temporarily have it be like that. Now, where can we hook that in? That's the more important question. If this is like that. That's going to pollute that, isn't it? That'll end up side loading it. That's 9. How about we do that? Oh, it's got iron on it anyway. What's happened there? Why have you got iron on you? Where would iron be coming from? That's interesting. So that's iron there. Ah. That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. It's that type of thing that's like always really, really tricky with belts, because you forget about the side, you know, the half side loading of undergrounds and stuff like that. My throat's like sandpaper. I've been talking for 2.5 hours. An idiot. Okay. Because we don't need to put the Prometheum thing in order to give it a test flight around the system. We do need to hook the power up. Problem is now, ideally, I'd have it run for a bit, because I've got so many turrets that it's going to take ages to fill it up. Well, obviously things will start running when that's a point. We've got some iron plate somewhere, haven't we? On one of these belts. Where's that gone? Oh, here it is. How can I get rid of that? We just put a break in there. How do I get rid of We've got an overboard chucker there. So if I put that like that. Because hopefully it's put all of the railgun ammo into the railguns. They seem to be flashing a lot of them though. So yeah, let's just get rid of that. Oh, not quite though. Not quite. So if I remove... I lost a few, but that'll do. So why is it not putting those in the... Oh, because the railguns are mostly on the front, I guess. Oh, yeah. I don't know why there's a random bit of belt there. A failed wiggle, I would guess. So I've done it like that on the side. These gaps are a bit pointless now, aren't they? I think I was planning to eat things away, but don't really make any difference. Cool. Okay. So, oh, hello, Ultimate Place. How you doing? I kept on saying thank you very much. That's very kind. It's only a cold, I think. And it's not really. That's why I'm streaming. It's not full symptoms yet. It's I just feel the back of my throat. I mean, I feel awful, but then I always get like the back of my throat turns into it's like sandpaper, or feels like I've been gargling razor blades, and then it will develop into either a streaming. I always get really snotty noses usually, or a horrible cough, you know. But it always starts out at the back of my throat as daggers of pain when I swallow. So yes, so in theory, as I say, you kind of need to let this run with power. It would be nice, I think, to get enough power that it will run in system on solar panels and accumulators. Oh, look at that. Look at all them legendaries we've got now. Wow, okay. And accumulators. Wow. Oh, okay. So how about we try and... Oh, I need to... I do need to have room somewhere. I don't suppose we've got a legendary... No. No. But then it wouldn't have been making any. But yeah, we need to have something coming in here so I don't forget about it. As the Promethium. The Promethium's on the outside. So we basically need like a little... somewhere that it would be... If we did... something like that maybe? Oops. No. What have you done there? There we go. And then... Where's that? Yeah. So we can load it in. We need to control them with smarts so that it doesn't fill up. Notice how little smarts I've got on the system. Still resistant to it. Say chunks is less than... I'll just put it as 100 for the time being. I'll fiddle with that. Especially based on whatever we end up with in here. But yeah, preference is to keep it on the belts. And so we'll do a whole belt. I'll probably convert that to green or something, and we can do up and down madness here and around here. And hopefully we get enough for one science pack. Very good, good, good. I don't know if you managed to... I know you were struggling a bit with a little bit of burnout. It feels like it's probably too soon for you to have got over that, but Have you been playing something interesting in the meantime? I think I'm just going to randomly chuck a bunch of these in, really. So, what I'll probably do is do, like, you know, the weave-in madness, snaky madness around there type of thing. Yeah, let's just chuck in some legendary panels and we'll see how much power we get out of this. Got lots of these gaps. Excuse me, might as well fill them with something useful. Because I couldn't possibly redesign my spaghetti. That'd be sacrilege. Maybe one in that. Be fascinating to see how much power we get out of this. Maybe a bit cheeky ones in there. Oh, I should hook up the other one anyway, shouldn't I? But let's just finish this off. Where are you there? Where have we got? Get there. Somewhere. Oops. There. If we were going back and forth here, so we're going up, down, 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 down. So I could probably put some. So I could get all very weavy complicated in there, but also maybe just think. Like that. I'm trying to use them up. I'm a bit amazed I've got so many legendary ones. All I can think is they're being made on Falgora, and my two bulk transports have been just sort of dragging them over to Nalvis. I mean, how many have I got now? I've only got 2 of those and 6 of those. Okay. Right now, I mean, probably send some more. Don't suppose. Oh, I'll squeeze in one in there. Oh, I could get rid of this as well. I've been playing some other games. What have you been playing? Anything? Oh, you don't have to say. No worries, but just curious. Just curious. Was it 6 of them? I think something. One, because that could move up. There's more in there. Yeah, you see. Another 20 odd in the way. Crikey. Fatal on planet 1. Okay. So 1 legendary solar panel. Where can we squeeze that little bad boy? No. Don't have to put them in. So it looks like there's charging going on. So I'm guessing everything isn't really running. You know, there's not enough calcite, and, you know, what have you, because we're only in the inner solar system. I mean, all of the guns... Oh, no, not all of the guns, I was going to say. All the guns I'd loaded up. Have all the turrets, missiles loaded? Because we could send it round without... No, I should put filters on, couldn't I? Because we'll just waste a ridiculous amount of those. No, there's loads of guns without gun food in them. Are these at least running? We haven't got copper. Why haven't you got copper? Because there's no calcite? Because there's no calcite. That's always the risk with the foundries. Wait, how are you getting calcite? Oh, you don't need calcite, you just output. Oh, you're molten copper, yeah, okay. But is that not... Oh, it is lined up with the thing. Alright, so it's just one... I thought I had two of them. Oh no, it's two iron ones, isn't it? Now we're doing... It's only 20 to 6. Maybe I just knock it on the head. I'm feeling atrocious. The other thing we could do is tweak about redesigning this. Adding more ammo production, but that feels too mentally taxing. Oh, look, see if Gleba's managed to fix itself. Of course it's not fixed itself. Damn you, Gleba. Did we end up with any other corpses? I could maybe find them. Where did they attack? Oh, it was up here, wasn't it? No, I thought... Hmm. I need something that just makes pentapod eggs and just keeps chunking them round. Irrespective of thing, but... It's so hard to see anything on Gleba. Because everything is just... It's like they're different colours, but they're all the same. I think part of it is this Maya effect they've put over the top. It like causes everything to be colour, you know, colour harmonised sort of thing. So it's like the same, basically. I don't know more. Shouldn't you be throwing horrible big... large pentapods at me? Let's annoy them a bit then. We can have a see what's going on way out in the distance as well. So you can see some big old pentapods. Oh, that's a nice clusters here. I think I've made my artillery too powerful. Just obliterates them as you know when it hits them. That wasn't on an egg raft, was it? What? Got one in there. Anything over here? We've got something here. Oop. Doobie-doobie-doo. Let's annoy you. And you. Put at it. Wadumshk. Ooh, quite a nice collection there. And destroy them. Put it up. I'm getting friendly fire now because of this change they made to the landmines. Oh, in they come. Dead they are. Whatever. 3 health. Two entities are destroyed. Oh, I guess they got hit. Oh, here we go. Yeah, quite destructive, aren't they? But they're not very tough. Oh yeah, got bored. Oh no, remember what they were doing. Oh, and some lads coming in. I've done a lot of damage buffs. Anywhere else? No. Some more coming in here. Okay. Sending a lot of the old strafers, isn't it? Don't think they give you eggs, do they? Anything else? So I probably just need to set one up. Just making eggs and just accept that, you know, they'll overspill at some point and it will zap them. Excuse me. Okay. Because you can't set priorities on these, can you, requesters? Just turn them off. But weirdly, even though they're logistics chests, they're not connected to the logistic network. Oh, Predator? What's Predator? Oh, crikey. That was a bit more challenging. They're only mediums, though. I wonder what the evolution is up here. Must be pretty high, I would have thought. Because, of course, I had to come here for the survey thing. You know, when they asked people where to send me first, and they said Gleba, and I was completely unprepared. So it kept then, you know, just chugged away doing the evolution, even though I didn't come back for hours and hours and hours and hours. Cool. What are we doing? 10 minutes. It's not going to fill up yet. No, we've got lots of turrets without gun food. So, I guess what we want to do is set these. Do that. So, can you shoot the big ones with... Shoot the big ones. Because they're... It's just the same... It's just they're double their health, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I did a video on this. Yeah. So they are as vulnerable to everything else. It's just the huge ones where... I can sneeze. Well, the resistance gets off the chart. Excuse me. Yeah, because the explosion's 99%. Yeah, okay. So we need these guys to be targeting the huge. I'm sure they'll take the others out, collateral damage. But we don't want to waste ammo while we're bimbling around in the system, testing things out. Cool. So then these guys, because a rocket does almost exclusively, doesn't it? No, well, it does 200 damage, and obviously, I don't know if that includes my buff or not. But if we can't take huges out with these, I assume we're basically dead in the water. So there's no point. Oh, did I set those? Ignore yet. So this would then need to take out all the big stuff, I assume, as a priority. And then medium as your next priority. I assume it does. I assume that's how it does the. So it picks these in order. I've not really tested it. Medium, medium, medium. So we'll do that for most of them. We do want one, and I think it's that one, isn't it? And I think if I make that that he's also shooting everything. If we make that a epic one. Oh. Because that then gives it range that covers the whole front of the ship. So that's just gonna, we'll have it prioritized in the assumption that it does do the things, but we won't have the ignore on. So hopefully it will shoot, I mean it will then shoot huge ones, but I guess I could give it priority of the small as well, so maybe it will focus on those over and above the huge ones. Because it's basically pointless as I understand it. It's shooting at the huge ones at all. And then these we could do the same thing for. But let's put the rest of these in. Oh god, I feel awful. Yeah, we'll do the same for these. Because these are like blue ones, so they're bigger range as well. It would be probably better, wouldn't it, if they were shorter range, so that they didn't shoot stuff further away, actually. I hadn't thought about that. Interesting. But yeah, then the idea with these, if these are focused really on the small bits, I've done that in the opposite order. Small, 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 small. Then the mediums, if we've got nothing else to shoot at. Now they're not actually ineffective against the big ones, from memory. No, they are kind of, aren't they? Okay. Well, that's red ammo. And then that's on ignore. Medium, medium, medium. Yeah. Do I do it on those as well? Yeah, there's really no point in them shooting at anything else. We could also put some lasers on, actually. Because hopefully we'll have lots of spare power. But let's see how we get on. We've got like an epic in there. This is the thing I want to test really, whether I've bought them all and whether prioritisation does what I'm expecting. Something was shooting then. Cheeky of you. Yeah. I imagine I could have wired these up and given them all the same thing, but oops. Accidentally clicked the rocket. I could send some ammo up, and it's obviously horribly inefficient, but I could send it up to fill them up. But we could have another one here, couldn't we? Have I got any epic turrets? Yeah, I got 2. How about we stick a couple of them on then? And then I could make some of these blue actually, to make sure that they cover the engines. Maybe make one of them blue. That was one maybe. Just gives a little bit more of a safety margin. But if anything's coming, I mean, I could make. I don't know. They got pretty good coverage, haven't they? There's a bit here that's not, because it could be. So if we go blues at the back, maybe. Yeah, I'll do. So going up to 6 o'clock. All the fun and games seems to have stopped on Gleba. Oh, where are the corpses gone? Oh, there we go. Did it not send any mediums over here then? Oh, there's one there. So I'll probably set up something to just make eggs. And then I'll just, deal with the consequences of my actions later, basically. I'll be fascinated to know how much uranium I've ended up. Oh, crikey. Because we could set up some uranium ammo production, you see. Because at the moment I'm importing it all. Cool. There's a lot of iron ore in chests, isn't there, here? Don't quite know why that is. Those aren't active providers or anything. Okay, so I think we're probably going to knock it on the head there. I would expect I'll be back up to speed. What I'll probably do, I'll probably just leave this running, or as I say, launch up some rockets or something just to fill it, because I could easily, make a little channel there and stick the ammo on the belt just to fill it up, so that I can do a test run. We seem to be basically running. I wonder if we've got better. It's got 10 blue ones. Are these all blue? Those are all blue. But yeah, we seem to be doing okay with power with just those things. I mean, there's not a problem with using the whatchamacallit ones. Oh, have I got a mix? Oh no, it's the accumulator power, isn't it? So yeah, it looks like if things are happening, it doesn't quite run it. Which is interesting. You know, so if it's actually making what we're waiting on. It's not got coal. It's not got carbon. That's interesting. Am I accidentally throwing it overboard? No. No, just isn't very much of it. Cool. So yes, very nearly there, I think, in terms... So, I'll try not to do a test run. I'll try to resist the temptation. And then next Saturday, we'll actually do the first test run. But what I will do is I'm making sure it's full of ammo, because there's no real point just, you know... I mean, I could just leave it running at some point. And I'll be honest, what I almost certainly do is mess about at some point on Nalvis. As I've been having a great time this week. Just messing about on Nalvis. Oh, what have we lacking here? Oh, looks like we've probably had a bit of an argument at some point with the biters, have we? Interesting. I guess they were doing a little colonisation group. It doesn't properly repair the walls. Basically, this is the flaw in the design. How are those? How have they managed to get those? What the heck has happened there? What the heck has happened there? I don't imagine... I mean, that could have been me firing artillery? But that's too far back for a spitter to have got. A spitter couldn't possibly have spat all the way back to there. Because as I say, it doesn't have any way of repairing any of this stuff. I need to send around Spidertrons, which we will do. I wonder what's happened there. So I could have had a misclick with artillery. I know this is almost certainly... Yeah. This is due to biters. Because that's all flamer fuel damage there. Yeah, these are my only way of like repairing the walls, basically. And I wasn't really designing it to be robust and sturdy and stuff, more just testing out whether it's sort of worthwhile getting them. But yeah, look at all that damage. I'm going to say, the fact that the Roboport is trashed. And these trees are dead. Could, because it doesn't make sense in terms of a forest fire. You know, if a forest fire had gone the other way. And like, you know, burnt... I mean, these aren't burnt trees either. A mystery. Something has attacked my walls and caused real damage. Interesting. Because what I would assume we see is something like this. You saw it then, actually. I don't know if you were looking, you probably weren't seeing it, but 2 shells came in. This is a colonisation group building nests and what have you. And so a nest appears, and it fires 2 shots to kill it, even though a single shot will kill a nest, and it feels like there's a bug. Because that's killing a worm. Boop. And of course 1 shot will kill the worm. But 1 shot also kills nests. And yet it fires 2. I mean, I've literally only gone 1 over. So there's no overkill to it. Oh, look. Huh. What would kill the trees like that? No pollution. How bizarre. There's something going on there that I don't understand. Anyway, let's send them up there. Around there. Any up here? There's nothing here. So it could be misclicks with artillery, but then why would the trees all be dead? Why are all these trees dead? Do you see? It's in a great big. It's like poison's been used on or something. How strange. Oh, hello, Oracle, and goodbye. Again, and thank you, Ultimate Players, for joining me. I'm going to go now. See you. Get well. Thank you very much. I will do my best to recover. I'm not going to go to work tomorrow. I'm feeling atrocious. I don't think I sound too bad because it's not really kicked in for the thing. But yeah, I don't get what's going on here. Because it's something that's not destroyed the walls, you see. There are no walls in these things here. So there's no way of repairing walls either. There are repair packs. But how would something... And it's like it's destroyed all the way back to roboports. So it would have had to go... I guess that is just in the range of a big spitter, behemoth spitter. I don't know, something strange going on there. I don't know, how long's that been? I guess I could look back in the stream and see when that started flashing. Why has they not repaired it? Oh, they have. It's not update the update. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I say, so what I'll almost certainly be doing is playing on, Malvis generally. And so in the meantime, I think it has now filled up, hasn't it? So it's not taken that long at all with a bit of power. But yes, we will do our initial test flights and try to go to the Solar System Edge next week. I will put the schedule up, but it won't be showing me because the camera's closed. Oh, I need to get that off. That's right. Oh dear, forgot about this. Whoops. If we turn that off, there we go. So yes, we will be back next week, and it will be the same time and same thing basically. So next Saturday we will try to get to the Solar System Edge. We'll do some initial testing around the regular solar system, basically to make sure I've not messed up any belts, and then we'll put in some kind of belt storage weavy type system. It's going to take an awful lot of green belt. That's what I might also do, is like order in 1 million green belts basically, so that we can do that. And then if it doesn't make it, and I'm kind of assuming it won't, then we will do some upgrades and repairs and try and work out what went wrong, etc, etc. If it does make it, then we'll spend a little bit of time in that region trying to hoover up a bit of promethium so that we can come back and do one of the infinite researches, the science productivity research, because that's the sort of stretch goal basically for this. So the goal is to end up end the series when we get to the Solar System Edge. If we can, we will also do a Prometheum science. So my anticipation is that next week will be the last 2 streams for this series, which is my first ever playthrough of the Space Age expansion. After that, and I say we may have to do another one. It may all go pear-shaped. This platform may be an atrocious mess of a thing. Doesn't work at all. Can't can't run it basically. But after that, we will do a second series. We will do a next series of Factorio. Obviously, I will keep on going. I don't know which way around I'm going to do it, but we will do a playthrough of version 2. So we will drop off Space Age and basically do version 2. But I will be. I'm thinking I might add it in rather than have it be from the beginning. But one of the aims of that is to learn quality and try and work out what quality is all about. And because it'll give me all the bonuses and stuff, I won't have to do some of the recipes and what have you. So it's a little bit artificial, and I won't have boundaries and all that sort of stuff. But the other thing is to try and learn parameterization, because I think that's going to be a huge help for how I do a lot of the logic stuff. So those are the two goals. We'll probably also add in elevated rails. So the next series of Factorio will be basically a vanilla version 2 playthrough to see how that has changed. But I will also be starting a series of Satisfactory. So I don't know which day will be which, but I have not played Satisfactory at all since version 1 came out. So I'm really keen to kind of get into that and learn what they've done and how version 1 of Satisfactory works. After that, I'm pretty sure I'll be playing Tectonica. And I don't know, I was expecting more from Dyson Sphere Program, so I'd like to do that as well. But I will keep a Factorio series going forever. Basically, it's my favourite game and I love playing it, so I just need to think up some different things to do. I'm sure we'll do another Space Age playthrough. Maybe I'll try and do a million science per minute type base or something, or effective science per minute or something like that. But yeah. That's it, basically. If you are new here, if you're watching on Twitch, you can also watch on YouTube, as it says there, and vice versa. If you're watching on YouTube, you can watch on Twitch, depending on what your platform preference is. And you can also follow me on socials, Blue Sky, Twitter, and there's also a Discord there if you want to get an update on when I'm going live. And I will be trying to post a bit more on there. I'll also be trying to do videos, but things keep getting in the way of videos on YouTube. I have about 4 scripts written and 4 in work in progress, but filming and editing them is proving tricky to get done. So I say they will return, but I don't know when. Okay, so if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus, a rather unwell Trismegistus, and this has been Factorio Space Age. Thanks for watching. Cheers.